Alright guys, so this video will be about a one-to-one battle I had with a MiG-19PT. Alright, so first, before we get started, what I'm trying to do in this match is I'm trying to provide air support for my team on the ground. So that's what I'm doing. I'm providing air support. I'm flying my plane and I'm attempting to help my team on the ground. While I was doing this, the enemy, you can see a TC deploy there. I totally missed that. I tried returning to the right, but it was too late. He didn't really do much damage to me. He just got my fuel tank. It didn't do much. I had a fuel leak, but it didn't really affect me at all. Throughout this battle, I've figured that I had a MiG-19PT behind me, and you guys will see why I had such a realization. And I'm just gonna let the game progress over here. And right now I'm scanning for targets. You can see nothing has happened yet. And we know that we have this MiG-19PT. And we know that he's coming for us. He knows that there is a Super Saver because his team probably already told him. So, right here. Look at my mouse. See this guy? This is what I mean with, in all my videos, keeping an eye on your enemy, keeping an eye on your back, looking around you, looking up, looking everywhere. Because that happens. Now I want you to watch him closely, watch what he does. At this point, I'm assuming the worst. I'm assuming he's a MiG-19PT, so I'm starting to go into turns. Slight turns. So what I did instead, actually, that's not wrong. Yeah, I actually do start to make slight turns, but in this case I decided to go head on because he was far away. And he evaded me. That's when I realized that he was a MiG-19PT. I know that we're flying away from each other, so I know I have plenty of time to turn back to him. And at this point, I know for a fact that I cannot climb after him. That was not a guided missile, by the way. That was an ATGM. I fired away so that it wouldn't weigh down my plane. I wanted to have my plane as weightless as possible for the fight. So he's climbing, he's doing what a MiG should do. He's flying the plane correctly, he's not making any mistakes. And at this point, he's a MiG-19PT. I want to get rid of him as soon as I can, so I will take chances. And I know that he's the only one here. It's only him and I. And I believe one helicopter gets involved at one point. So I figured I'm not going to catch him, so I run. I know he's going to run behind me. That's the logical thing to do. He's going to run behind me. He's going to think I'm going to run back to the base or something, which I did. But the base is not much help when you're flying at supersonic speeds. So at this point, I'm letting him trail me. I want him to follow me, so I'm looking behind me. I know that I'm much faster than him. And what I want... there you go. You see that? See that line? That's a missile. He fired a missile. I see the missile, so what do I do? Simply just make a tighter turn and the missile will miss. Now, that's the first one. I know that the MiG-19PT has 2 missiles, so I'm waiting for him to fire the second one. This is what I want him to do. This is why I want him to chase me. I want him to chase me so that he will waste both of his missiles. I'm going to be looking at him, so I will know when he fires them. The only complication I have is that when you fly at supersonic speeds, watch what happens. Watch closely here. I'm turning left and right. I'm making zigzagging motion. There you go. Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that flyby? That was a missile. He fired it. Okay, you guys can see it here, but the problem I was having is that the sonic boom effect, the cloud that forms around the plane, the vapor, it was not letting me see whether he fired a missile or not. So I decided to just go and zigzag. I heard the missile, so I knew that he fired off, and I knew that I was clear. And I'm looking at him through my rear view mirror. So what do? I know he's far away, so I decide to turn into him. I decide to head him, to go at him head on. But I screwed up. By accident, I overshot and he actually passed me. So I turned back again. Him and I have similar turn rates, so I feel comfortable turning with the MiG in this case. So I turned for him. Regardless of his power, there, I'm trying to take snapshots at him. I know I can hit him from this distance, so I'm taking snapshots at him. I know my gun is powerful enough to fire the shells at that distance and to effectively hit him. So I'm taking a few shots. And that's the helicopter that got involved, as I told you guys earlier. That guy right there. He didn't really do anything. He missed both his missiles. So at this point, the MiG is running. I know I'm not going to catch him unless he climbs up and turns in a 180 degree. In other words, I know I'm not going to catch him if he does that, what he just did there. That's the only way I'm going to catch him. I need him to turn back around. That's the only way I'm going to catch him. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make him turn back around. I'm trying to make him think that he can out-turn me. As long as I keep doing that, I have a really good chance of effectively catching him at high altitudes and getting rid of him. So I'm going to chase him now. And I'm just going to keep chasing him. This is my plan for now. Keep chasing him. I'm not going to let him go. I'm not going to let him get behind me. Once he gets behind me, we have a problem. My only defense would then be to run. And to roll. Because rolling is really effective in these things. And I know that he doesn't have a very effective rotor, so I'm going to use that against him also. Now, in here, I actually lost sight of him. But then luckily and thankfully, I actually got him back on my sights. And there he is. And right now, I lost him again. Kind of, for a couple seconds there. He's slow. At this point, I'm telling myself, you're mine. Nothing will take you away from me unless that AA hits you. And the AA is not going to hit him. But he's slow. I can catch him. I can kill him. At this point, I know I can hit him. So that was really close. I almost had him there. That was a little bit too short. That wasn't even close. I was too slow, so my plane's starting to like jitter left and right. Alright, so now I know I have him. I know I have him for sure. I know he's not going to escape. So I'm just going to tail him. He's not going to turn faster than me. He's not going to evade me. His only chance is to dive down, pick up speed, and make a tight maneuver to make me rip. Which is very possible. But he's not doing that. He's trying to make me overshoot. Which you should never do. You should never try to make somebody overshoot. The chances of that happening are very low. So at this point, he's just trying to evade me. And just like that, that climb was his mistake. That's the end of him. Right there. Blew the tail off. And that was it. I feel like he could have definitely managed the end in a much better way. I think he could have managed that in a way such that he could make me overshoot. So right now, I'm rushing back to my base. I want to land. And all that's going to happen now is that I'm just going to provide some good quality air support for my team. That's a nice landing. I love landing this thing. It's so smooth. No, we don't care about none of that stuff. So let's see what happens here. Look at that guy. How pretty. It'd be a shame if something happened to it. Oops. Oops. That was sweet. Yeah, at this point I'm rushing and I'm trying to kill as many tanks as possible so that my tank, so that my team can win. Unfortunately, that did not happen. At this point I was actually looking at my radar and I was seeing what my team was marking. And I see this guy right here at the spawn, exactly where they marked. Right there. I know that that's not the guy that they marked, likely, but do I actually get him? Let's see. And no, unfortunately. The only thing I got was his track. Had I put that missile down a little bit further, I would have actually gotten him. But yeah, I got his track and he couldn't move. And at this point, they're shooting at me, and at this point, I also knew that I wasn't, or my team wasn't gonna win. So, but anyways, that was a fun battle there. That's how you fight the MiG-19PT. Uh, you don't. The Super Saber doesn't exactly turn faster than the MiG-19PT. It doesn't. Um, but you can match the turn. You can match the turn under certain circumstances. You definitely don't accelerate as fast as he does. So if he gets close to you, you're probably dead unless you can make him missile shots, which is actually not that hard to do, considering that his roll rate is not that good and his rudder is awful. It locks a lot. So your best chance to kill a MiG-19PT, the way that you kill a MiG-19PT with the Super Saber is you run. You make him chase you, waste those 2 missiles, and then you run, and then you try to head him on the first time, and then try to get him into a turn fight. That's the most effective way you can do it. Um, of course, assuming you feel comfortable with a dogfight. If you don't, then oh well. But anyways, that's well, 70 and 10. Yeah, I died a few times providing air support for the people on ground. I get a little desperate trying to help them, but yeah, this is it's not bad. I'm trying to get it to 100. But anyways, that's it for today, guys. Remember, as always, my team is recruiting. So if you guys want to join, by all means, you are all welcome to. All you have to do is look up this name and send an application. All right. Well, you guys have a good one and catch you on the next video.